Alright, this is part 8 of The Way, the Truth, and the Life, chapter 3, How Christ is the Way. 2. As for our ignorance and blindness, he taketh that away. Excuse me. Being given for a light to the Gentiles. Isaiah 42:6. I am the Lord. I have called you in righteousness. I will take you by the hand and keep you. I will give you as a covenant for the people, a light for the nations. I wasn't sure if it continued, but no, that was that. Sorry. And Luke 2:32, a light for revelation to the Gentiles, and for glory to your people, Israel. He is sent to open the blind eyes, Isaiah 42:7. To open eyes that are blind, to free captives from prison, and to release from the dungeons those who sit in darkness. To bring out of the prisons from their to bring out the prisoners from their dark prisons. Isaiah 42:7. Yea, he is anointed for this, so that such as walk in darkness see a great light, and they that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them the light hath shined. Isaiah 9:2. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of the shadow of death, a light has dawned. And he hath eye-salve to give. Revelation 3:18. I counsel you to buy from me gold refined in the fire, so you can become rich, and white clothes to wear, so you can cover your shameful nakedness, and salve to put on your eyes, so you can see. Three, he is qualified for taking away our impotency, so that through him we can do all things. Philip 4:13. When we are weak, we are strong in him who is our strength and liveth in us. 2 Corinthians 10:12. Or 2 Corinthians 12:10. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardship, in persecution, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. And Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Hence, he worketh in us both to will and to do of his own good pleasure. 4. He also taketh away our natural averseness, unwillingness, wickedness, and hatred of his ways, making his people willing in the day of his power. So he taketh away the enmity that is in us. Galatians 2:20. If with Christ you died to the elemental spirit of the world, why, as if you were still alive in the world, do you submit to regulations? And reconcilieth us to God, to his ways, that our hearts... Sorry, I want to pull up the next ones. That our hearts do sweetly comply with them, and we become most willing and glad to walk in them, yea, and to run the way of his commandments through his enlarging of our hearts. 5. He likewise taketh away that desire and willingness, which we have to lie still in our natural condition, by convincing us of the dreadful hazard thereof, through the spirit of conviction, whereby he convinceth the world of it. John 16:8. And when he comes, he will convict the world concerning sin and righteousness and judgment. And circumciseth their ears to hear, and maketh them willing to hearken to the counsel of God. Time church, doing good. 6. As for the power and dominion of Satan, he breaketh that, by leading captivity captive. Ephesians 4:8. That is why it says, when he ascended on high, he led captives in his train, and gave gifts to men. And spoiling the strong man's house, for he is come to destroy the work of the devil. 1 John 3:8. He who does what is sinful is of the devil, because the devil has been sinning from the beginning. The reason the Son of God appeared was to destroy the devil's work. And he spoileth principalities and powers. Galatians 2:15. And having disarmed the powers and authorities, he made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross. Thus, as a captive of salvation, he leadeth them out as a conqueror. Having paid the price, he delivereth also by power and authority from the hand of his jailer. And thus we see how he answereth our case and necessity, and is a fit way for us. And though this be not questioned, yet little is it believed and considered, unless put in practice. I don't know. Let me check time. Nope. And I will end it there for this one. Where did I go? Where did I go? Oh no. Well, let's figure that out. Alright. Somehow I lost my place. Alright, my brothers and sisters. Peace be with you. Praise God. Love God. I love you guys. Shalom.